Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Geeky Nerd here, and today we're going to be having a very controversial video, but uh, it needs to be done. And I know it's been out there done many times, but it's on my channel, so first time over here. And that is talking about the Geissele ssa-e. And this one happens to be just their standard. Let's see here, Geissele ssa-e trigger enhanced, and the LaRue MBT-2S, and which one you should possibly choose. Before I begin, though, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who has liked, commented, and subscribed on the previous videos. I always appreciate it and always enjoy talking to you guys. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you enjoy this video, enjoy this type of content, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. Whew, with the PR out the way, let's get into it. So, again, like I said, it's been done many times before, but just kind of want to give my own little take on it. So, LaRue MBT was essentially made as a way for to make fun of Bill Geissele and his trigger, and saying, "Hey, you don't need to spend that much to get a good trigger." Uh, LaRue ssa-e, when it came out, was like 250 versus this is around a little over 100 right now. The prices have gone down on the Geissele and up on the LaRue, so they're kind of meeting in the middle as cost and things have changed. But the case still stands. LaRue is still cheaper than the Geissele, but these Geisseles, in this case the ssa-e, you can find it for around 150 versus this you're finding for maybe around 100 on sale, maybe 89, right? So it's getting close. There's still a price difference, but in short, overall, the nicer trigger is the Geissele. I don't let anyone fool you. In my opinion, the shape, the feel, the break, the function, everything about it is better. The LaRue is making compromises in certain areas that I think you have to understand to live with. And as long as you're okay with that, then cool, right? So looking at these two, first, the Geissele is going to be forged, so technically potentially a stronger part versus the LaRue is machined. LaRue is made from S7. This is cast steel, so technically harder, but harder on the LaRue, but better forging on the Geissele here. Geissele also is 3.5 pounds versus the MBT is 4.5, so an extra pound. When it really comes out in the wash, I usually find that the Geissele is getting right at that like 2.9 ish, right? And the MBT is, I'd say, right at like 4. So some people will argue that the LaRue is technically a better duty trigger because it is heavier. They both of these do come with heavier springs. So if you do want to increase that weight and pull, then yeah, I'll say that for competition, for things like that, Geissele definitely is going to win out for shooting precision. Geissele is going to win out. MBT is going to win in the price. MBT is going to win in the, I guess you say, more kind of duty grade. You just want it to work. You want to save a bit of coin. You want to upgrade over mil spec, but you're not willing to go the extra little bit for a Geissele. But getting some of the macro shots here to kind of see some differences. So actually, we'll start with the hammers first. So you can see difference in the profile of the hammers, and difference in the material and machining. But overall, hammers are essentially the same. Here's where the first difference you're going to see, right? So on the Geissele, you're going to have that polished catch right there, versus on the MBT, it's going to be machined very well, right? But it's going to be, again, just machined. Also, this is wire EDM'd, where I don't believe that the LaRue is just machined out. So you're going to get tighter tolerances, more engagement with here. And you can definitely feel it. Like, it's more sharper and crisp versus on here. It's kind of softer. Looking underneath, again, you're going to have that same polished surface. Underneath, nothing too crazy different, right? But there's the hammers, and now the true stars of the show, right? The springs, triggers, dear gosh. So looking direct here, you're going to see the LaRue. LaRue, it doesn't look that wide compared to the Geissele, but you do feel it. On the Geissele, you can kind of get more of like a standard kind of in the knuckle if you want to, or you can get the pad of your finger. It is very smooth. It is very rounded, right? So it's going to catch anything. The edges are very fine. Your finger kind of wants to roll off it. The MBT, on the other hand, is very wide. You do feel its wideness, even though it isn't that much, but you do feel it. And the edges are ever so slightly, sharper, as you see there. Kind of picking off a piece of my finger now, versus on the Geissele, it's not doing as bad. So first kind of big key difference there. You can see On the various sear and faces here, again, same story, right? With that wire EDM, it's going to have that polish, very smooth, very cut, very precise versus machined over here, which is going to lead to potentially a little bit more grit. Both triggers should require some breaking in, some mating, but that's the first piece. Looking under here, again, you're gonna hear the same story again. You can see the profile is essentially the same. They both have like that chamfered edge there. Look between the two. The MBT does have an additional pin through here, which could be a potential failure point. It does have a bit of a higher spring, bit more area for dust, dirt, such to ingress in there. And it is shorter through here, but potentially thicker. So, take your choice. You can see the opposite end, just how it's engaging. Looking underneath. And too crazy again, just being kind of cast. You actually see that casting line to where the two are met together versus this is solid and then machined out. Different profile on the rear, the Geissele, and then the scalloped edge. Again, pay no attention to that polish. That's me. And just looking at the front. So yeah, overall, very different triggers, but very comparable. Again, I know I keep saying it here, but in short, the Geissele is going to be better. That is very subjective. People are going to say, "Oh, the MBT is far superior." I feel like anyone who has that little bit of extra coin is getting the Geissele for a reason. I feel like anyone who really likes the MBT, they're saying, "Hey, I like the MBT because it's cheaper. The Geissele, I'm having diminishing returns. I'd rather take that extra money and go somewhere else." Cool, but there's still no denying that the Geissele is the champion in my mind. Not a bad trigger. Definitely above mil spec, definitely above most for the price, for everything, and for not being a cassette type trigger. It is great. We'll definitely get one again, but at the current price, right, as I'm finding around these for around 100 and these reliably for about $1.50, I'm going to spend the extra 50 and get the Geissele. But that's just my opinion, guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. If you guys like the Geissele, if you guys like the MBT, if I'm just completely way off the mark. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. Hope everyone's having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.